Next, our guest speaker will be Larry Hammond. He's the challenger to Representative Tom Rice. Welcome, Larry.
Brenda, you've come a long way since Bar L Courts.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for having me. I'm a little bit like David. I've got my slingshot here, and I'm going up against Goliath. I'm the one without money. How many in here today remember Norman Rockwell? Do I ever hear hands? He was an artist back in the 50s and 60s that painted a perfect America. I grew up in the 50s and the 60s. We had a Norman Rockwell painting in our home. We said the pledge and a prayer in school at that time. They're all gone now. We have killed millions of babies and children in the sake of convenience. Violence was creeping into my life in the 60s. We had a president assassinated, his brother, and a black man who had a dream, who was also assassinated. We had riots in the streets in the 60s. We had war protests. We had students killed from our National Guard at Kent State. What do I remember about it? Really not much. I was still in school. I was more concerned with John Jr. and Caroline, the two kids, as I was thinking about their dad in his casket. We listened to Walter Cronkite at 6 p.m. on the evening news. He was the news. He was the most trusted man in America. Now we have fake news, real news, or is it advertising? We just plain do not know anymore. You know, where has America gone? What has changed us? Would our forefathers be proud of the America that they left, that we become, that they left behind? They sure didn't leave it to us this way. And you know, folks, I love South Carolina. I love the beauty of this state. And we are being left behind. Our leaders that we have in office are failing us. But we stand here at a crossroads. Our president is doing a great job in trying to make America great again, and he needs help. The reason why I am running for office, I am fed up with the career politicians. I am fed up with the rich and the millionaires that are in power, that are telling us how to run this country. How much wealth is enough? Obviously, it is never enough. Our leaders are still at it. You know, some of those leaders are in this hall tonight, and you know who you are. I won't bore you with all the statistics about our District 7, the 8 counties, but there are some really important numbers you need to hear. The numbers aren't personal feelings. As I said, I love this state. They're raw data. The stats tell a story about us. Here in this district, we have 4 counties that are at 30% poverty. Georgetown at 21.2. Horry is at 16%, which is 2% above the national rate. The worst ranking that this state has is our ranking in education. We're last place. That's 48th to 50th all the time. Why do we have that? We need to invest more time and more dollars in education. The key to prosperity in this state, in our district, is the education. The numbers tell us that if we get education up to the top 10, we will have increases in health care, infrastructure, economy, crime, overall quality of life. Our leaders are selling themselves out to the lobbyists. They want to keep their coffers full of cash so they can get reelected again. They're always in election mode. Why don't they just quit trying to be reelected and do their jobs? Less photo ops, less interviews, and get back to work. If you are a politician and you see them on the evening news doing interviews on TV and doing their photo ops, you can almost bet he is not working for you. He is working for himself. I will be in working mode from day one. I'm not in it for the long term, 3 terms at most. I am for term limits. My opponent ran for term limits, but it looks like he has money, power, and influence, and he wants to stay there. I voted for Tom Rice. He has let me down, you down, and the district down. He has a pact called Republicans in Congress Empowering Tom Rice, and his pact, and it's you know it's a political action committee. Okay. Let me finish up. I will do the job for you. I won't be getting contributions from Santa for $43,000. I won't be putting a bill into office that helps a nuclear facility. I am my own man, and I'm not beholden to anybody. I'm not a politician. I'm not a millionaire, and I am just a normal person like you, and I'm running for office, and I want to be your congressman. Thank you.